if you have the restream selected, but you can select Twitch. I think.
Yeah, you definitely wrote Sweaty Pie, Anthony. Just so you know.
Yeah, Sweaty Pie. Hey, Sweaty Pie.
All right, we're good to go, people.
All right.
I feel like
you do another surprise start on me. Are we going?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Level With You show. My name is Wiley Umsid, and this week I am joined, as always, by the Do-Artistic one, Anthony Duarte.
Hey, what's up?
The Sub-Zero hero himself, Kenny Castro.
What's up?
The not-so-phantom producer anymore, Tyler Hadley.
Hadley doodly, everybody.
Hadley doodly, get it?
All right, this is a weekly video game podcast where the four of us get together and talk about, you guessed it, video games. You can catch it live Tuesday evenings at around 6 p.m. on twitch.tv/levelwithyou. You can find the video the next day on youtube.com/levelwithyou. And you can find it on podcast services shortly after that. So thank you for supporting us in whatever which way you are. If you wanted to tell a friend that there's this great local Western Math podcast where these guys get all nitty gritty nerdy about the latest games and greatest hits, please do. And hit that like and subscribe button, yada yada. All right, peoples, how we doing? Another week of quarantine, another week of social distancing. How's everything going on with y'all? Any volunteers?
It's good. Working. Still working.
Yeah.
The only one back in the office. It's good to be in that routine, but I wish I was still making more money unemployed. But what can you do?
Yeah. Well, how the tides have turned. Anthony, the first one to be let go. And then Anthony, the first one to be back in the office while the rest of us work from home in our PJs like real professionals.
I'm the Sonic the Hedgehog of COVID.
Well, I've been back. We started going back to the office in staggered shifts between my team.
Oh, okay. And how's that been?
It takes some time getting used to, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I have now my office phone. It's got a wire on it. If you're watching, there it is.
Oh shit, he's got a wire.
Yeah,
he's been tapped.
So is that just plugged into your phone jack, or is it like?
It's plugged into my modem.
Ooh.
It's called an IP phone.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got a 25-foot cord wrapped around going this way. I now have the modem in the game room / office room as opposed to where it was before in the living room. So that's been fine. I think Comcast's customer service is actually better than most people give it credit for. They're
pretty snappy.
They are pretty snappy, and the people when the tech people that come out, they know their shit. They feel like they've been doing it for a long time.
Like, you better know this. You're gonna get yelled at.
Do you have your computer hardwired now too? Then.
No. I don't. That's all I do on here is go on Facebook and go talk with you guys and
exactly,
write
man.
stuff.
You need that better internet connection so your video doesn't lag out.
Oh, okay. Well, this is why I have you telling me all these smart things.
Okay, I don't have mine hardwired either.
No, I totally should. And if you're wondering why I'm so red in the face, it's because it's hot in here and I'm drinking coffee because I'm super sleepy.
I should get on that train. You get that AC in yet?
No, it was so bad that one day. But since then, I've kind of backtracked. Do I really need it?
Since then, it's rained for the past 3 days.
Exactly. It's been very rainy. Our plans to get away this weekend were postponed to the following weekend.
So this weekend?
On Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday going into Monday, we'll be shacking up at some hotel, hopefully.
4th of July this weekend.
Oh, shoot, that's right.
Anybody got plans?
Yeah,
nope.
I was going to ask.
What are we doing 4th of July, Tyler? What
are you doing?
We're going to go a very Level With You style 4th of July. White Claws.
Yeah, maybe. I got a 4th of July little get together I'm going to.
Ooh.
It's actually not far from your house, Kenny. You can make a surprise appearance.
Whose house?
At Josh Smith's.
Oh, Smitty's?
Yep.
Make a surprise appearance. You'd be like, I haven't seen you since high school.
Is that a work buddy or a high school buddy?
Tyler went to college with him, right?
Oh shoot.
No, I just met him through college, and he's like in my
Okay.
circle of friends of that group.
Nice.
Yeah, I went to high school with him.
Ooh. Smallest world.
Super small.
Super small.
Small world indeed. How did you guys even meet? I forget, Tyler and Kenny.
Work.
Work.
Work? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you guys were talking about going to high school, and I was like, was it all the way back then?
No, definitely not.
It
No,
hasn't quite been that long.
met
Even
like
though I know
3 years
people
ago.
that Tyler went to high school with too.
Yep.
Ooh.
Weird.
All right. Well, I'm like kind of blanking on what to say about my own life. I guess that shows you how monotonous things have been. Just working from home, making dinner, playing games, going to bed, having a beer, something like that.
What happened to your Switch on Saturday night, Wiley? Did it just like shit out on you? We can talk about that.
Dude, on Saturday night, so it was just dead,
Yeah.
and I was trying to get it charged when we were trying to play some Smash, and it was just taking forever. And
You weren't having none of that.
I just got frustrated out.
No, that's fair. I was just like, I hope he's okay. And you're just like, fucking stupid piece of shit
know.
Switch. I was like, whoa.
I sent you a very frustrated text.
No, it's all good. I figured I was like, I hope he's okay. I was like, I hope his Switch didn't explode.
Speaking of which, we got a new Super Smash Brothers character that we can talk about in the show. I don't know if you guys have gotten to play him. Last night I was watching some first impressions on YouTube before I passed out. What about Anthony? You got a chance to mess around with Min Min
No,
yet?
I haven't downloaded her. She's part of Fighters Pass 2, right? So I have
Nope.
I believe so. Yeah, so you're gonna have to shell
to
out some
shell
more
out.
dough.
Oh yeah, so I gotta buy the second Fighters Pass. No, I've been
Wasn't
playing
Min Min the
Pokemon.
last one of the first though?
Was she the last one of the first? No, I think she's the first one of the next, because the last one was
Who was it?
the Fire Emblem person. I think that was the
Okay,
last one. Byleth, yeah.
That was the last one. Wow, that feels like a freaking
Yeah.
lifetime ago.
Feels like a long time ago. Yeah, and then Min Min I think is the first to the newest pass.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of Smash talk. We've been playing this new game that came out of nowhere for us, Risk of Rain 2. I've been hopping into some Borderlands 3. I finished The Last of Us Part 2. Kenny's been playing West of Dead. We've got a lot of games to get into. Anybody want to bullshit about anything else before we hop into I think the first one we should talk about is Risk of Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both me, Anthony, and Wiley have been playing that, though not together yet, because me and Anthony started playing it on PC, and then Wiley's like, all right, I'll get into it, bought it on PlayStation. I'm like, all right, I'll get it on PlayStation 2.
Oh, come on!
So-
Jumping ship. Is it cross or is it only?
No, it's not cross-platform. But you can get
how
it
much
on
is it on PS4?
15.
15.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's
So get it. So we can do
I
four
probably
player.
I got it on PlayStation 4 too.
okay. All right. Fine. Everybody, just who cares about the Steam Summer Sale? Anthony, you gotta check out the Steam Summer Sale. Everything's good. I know it's good, but some of my friends just don't want to play it on PC.
Oh, you know me.
You guys,
I
it's okay. I'm trying out for the new. I'm trying out for Dr. Robotnik as Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So that's I'm warming up.
That was good. Good audition.
Thank you.
We'll send
that was pretty good.
we'll send him the
Jim
tape.
Carrey's So yeah, Risk of Rain 2 is actually not officially out, still in early access, and it has been now for going on a year. Very small team. I think I want to say three folks, 3 people. So super impressive that it's fully functional online game. It's a roguelike in a 3D space. You're very mobile character, jumping. It's you can get a double jump, a triple jump, depending on what power-ups you pick up along the way. You can unlock flying powers where you're really just zipping all over the place. Your damage exponentially increases, sort of in a Diablo-like fashion as you level up and you equip new power-ups. Visually, it's very stylish. It's sort of cell shaded. Reminds me of like Hyper Light Drifter. Definitely some influence from more AAA games like Destiny or Diablo. So I've played 3-4 hours now, and it was actually, I think it was about 3 hours yesterday, and most of it was with Tyler, and it was a lot of fun. You've played it the most, Tyler. Why don't you give some of your impressions?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. I do like the fact that it does give you like there's tons of achievements and objectives that it gives you. I mean, because you only start off the game with a single character, and then to unlock other characters, you have to like one of the first characters you unlock is just like beat the third stage teleporter event, and you unlock the Huntress. I think she is the girl with the bow and arrow.
My personal fave so far.
Yeah, she's actually really cool.
Ooh, that's right.
And then another one is I can't remember some of the other objectives.
The robot guy. One of them was just complete the first level 5 times, which you're going to do just from playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Other ones, one of them.
Other ones like complete really 30 stages.
Right. And so we didn't quite get that far into it last night, but we were 70 minutes into a run.
Ooh.
And you know, if you're familiar with roguelikes, that's a very long run in almost any one that I know of. And so at the very end, you walk up next to this big sort of structure, like a, I don't know, 2001 looking pillar type thing, and it says press square to submit yourself into oblivion or something. And we had seen on the character select screen that that's the way you unlock a certain character. And then so I click square, then it says, "Are you sure?" And I click it again, and both of us instantly die. But it's just a way of ending your run. The way I said it was on our own terms.
What planet was that on? Like, what area did you guys find that in?
It was just like a brand new area. So like after we, I think like it might have been. So one of the boss battles we fought, it was like an overloading stone golem or something like that, and that thing it killed me, and then like Wiley had to finish it off. And then I think we had like one more level after that, but I think it was like stage 10 or something. And then then a portal appears, and you go through the portal, and it transports you to this kind of like Destiny-inspired like level where you're jumping on like rocks down to like this big obelisk, and you can either kill yourself at the obelisk or go through another portal that's at the end if you want to continue the run.
That's crazy. Have you guys tried out that character you got from it yet, or did you stop after that?
Yeah, so you end up unlocking like a ninja, like samurai type, like melee warrior like character. I tried him out a little bit, but I don't see how super effective he'd be in this kind of game, because
there's a lot of ranged enemies where you got to be taking them out from afar. That's what's so great about the Huntress, is she can really control the whole battlefield. I think that this character that we unlocked, the melee one, I'm sure he is probably really good if he's like a role player, though. Like he's not a jack of all trades.
Yeah, it would be cool to like have somebody play him, like if we all like 3 or 4 of us are playing.
Yeah, definitely. I want to play it with more, because even when me and Tyler played, it was a lot of fun. Our first go, we did like 2 runs at first, or 1 run at first, starting on normal. We moved back to easy, and then that's when we got our like hour play session and our 60-minute session.
Yeah, that's what Wiley was saying too when we first started playing, is like, let's just turn it down to easy just to get some of the achievements and unlock people. And
yeah, that was the way to go.
Yeah, which I think was the right call. Yeah. But the 1.0 release is coming in August 2020. They do say that there will be a final boss, so you can actually, quote unquote, beat the game. Right now, it's just sort of an endless journey into the abyss. And a neat thing the game does is, as you are playing, the difficulty automatically increases. So enemies, do more damage, and enemies do more damage. That's about it.
Yeah. What difficulty did you guys get to? Did you guys get to ha 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 ha? Is there okay. Is there none after that?
Not that we noticed.
I thought that was super sweet. The difficulty, how it was just like easy, medium, hard. I'm watching you. I'm coming for you. Or no, I see you. Like I'm watching you. I'm coming for you. And then just ha ha ha.
Impossible. Yeah.
Oh, impossible. Yeah. It's wild. Yeah, that's right. Easy, medium, hard, impossible. I see you. I'm coming for you, and whatever. But I thought that was great.
Yeah, definitely pretty.
Yeah, it was fun. And there's like so many different things that you can do in each level. So like you collect money so that you can open up chests, and then the chests have power-ups. There's different like obelisks that you can interact with, like one obelisk will give you like an orb of healing that just surrounds it. Another one will like the obelisk of the mountain, you activate it, and then when you fight the boss, it'll spawn like 2 or 3 bosses for you to fight, and then it just gives you more rewards after you defeat them.
That's wild.
And there's like other things too that you can use.
It's got a really neat sandbox feel to it, where everything happens and it doesn't feel out of place, and it feels like a lot of things could happen. If that makes sense, just because of, you're stacking all these attributes like you do in a roguelike. Like, by the time you've been playing for a while, you've literally got 30 items that are affecting something in the game, and they can really drastically change things up from run to run. And granted, we only played for a few hours, so maybe it'll grow tiresome, but it made a really solid first impression. So recommend people check that out. I mean, you can get it now for $14.99 on the PlayStation Store, I think for another week or so. And I think it'll eventually sell for $29.99. So you can get in early access, also on sale on Steam. And it's on Switch and Xbox, so it's not hard to find. What about you, Ken? You've been playing anything of note in these past 6-7 days?
So I played a little more of West of Dead that I talked very briefly about last week. I did beat my first boss in that game. There's really not too much more I could say than I did last week. Just that I'm kind of dying down off of it. Not really sticking with it for prolonged periods of time. I did pick up and start playing off of Game Pass as well, Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, which is a story-driven Gwent game, practically.
And so where does this take place in the Witcherverse?
It takes place, at least from my understanding, from what I'm gauging from the story, it takes place in between 2 and 3, I want to say.
Okay, that makes sense.
Don't quote me on it.
Yeah, I won't quote you.
I will.
But so far it's been good so far. It's tough though. Because it's not just straight out Gwent battles. Sometimes you'll run into an instance where it's more of a puzzle, and that you're kind of figuring out with the cards you're given. And sometimes you gotta retry it like 3, 4, 5 times before you actually figure out like, okay, this is what I need to do to get through this instance.
Okay. And is this is not a roguelike, unlike anything else we've talked about so far?
No, it's not. It's not. You progress through the story. It has a nice little story so far. I got through the first act. No spoilers, but it was kind of interesting, and I was not expecting how the first act of the story ended. So that was fun. That was good. So I've started on to the second act. I think I've looked into it. I think this game, if you're kind of just playing at a decent pace, takes about 30 hours to beat.
Ooh.
That's pretty substantial, chunky game there.
Yeah.
Are you seeing characters that you recognize from The Witcher 3? Have you got any Triss or any
Ciri,
Geralt or Ciri,
or the hot girl with the black hair?
No, not those characters, but I think 1 or 2 I did recognize from either. I think it was Witcher 2 or actually even Witcher 3. It's not a lot of them, but it's some of them that I did notice.
Okay.
Have my Red Bull delivered by the wifey. Sorry about that.
Oh, don't be sorry.
So it's
green Red Bull.
Is that green? What are you drinking?
Yes, that is
slime.
Ectoplasm.
Apple. Ooh. Kiwi apple. In case Red Bull wants to sponsor us,
Oh, is it the one with the flavored ones now? Like the ones that's like the Kickstart or whatever?
No, this is just Red Bull. This isn't even Kickstart is Mountain Dew energy drink.
So you're making me want to crack a Monster now.
This is just I hate Monsters. They give me acid reflux.
Yeah.
Or reflux, however you say it.
Yeah. I usually get the same thing from that Red Bull. It was from, I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but it was from when I went through a pretty rough time in my life, and I was working at the hotel I used to work at, and I was so miserable there that I'd come home every night, usually from work, and grab 2 bottles of like pink Moscato wine or like red wine, Red Tail, because it was like $7 each, and I would just drink both bottles in a night. It really fucked me up.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, I went through a rough spot, but we're better now. Not so much in the pink Moscato though.
That sounds
Better
like
now.
a terribly rough spot.
So convincing.
Yeah, that and Fireball. Let me tell you, I used to drink like 750 of Fireball in like a night, 2 nights. It's fucking gross.
I've been there for
That's
those.
a lot of that time.
Oh yeah, you have been. You've been there for a couple of those too. You just
So
got
much
pounding
sugar.
back.
I'm still upset that I missed the night that Anthony was like, "You guys should watch these videos."
Yo, any party at Tyler, just come on over, and I'll be like, "Hey guys, watch all these cringy videos I like to watch." And all your friends are like,
okay.
and they're like, "Get me out of here!"
All the
And I'm
time, is this how he normally is? No. He's better when he's eating Wendy's and playing video games.
Oh yeah. When I'm calm.
I embrace Anthony for who he is.
Yes.
That's what you have to do. I feel like Anthony is my unicorn.
You have to.
This podcast life. So
that was Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales.
That was why we don't drink 2 bottles of pink Moscato in a night for 2 years.
Yeah, Anthony Duarte, the Fireball Tales.
The Chronicle. That's the new DLC coming to it next year.
He's a bard on the road. Just
$15.99.
So that one's on Game Pass. You can check that out if you'd like. It's on the Xbox. Is it on PC too?
I believe so. I think it's on Steam.
Okay. Well, moving on, I have to touch on the game that I spoke on at length last week, and I won't go too far into it because we do have a lot of news to get into, but I finished The Last of Us Part 2. Shortly after we finished, like on Wednesday maybe, and last week. And it just, so I finished it early in the evening. It was like 6 p.m. And until I went to bed, I couldn't think or consume anything that was not related to it. Just watching spoiler casts, watching people's different thoughts on the game, just playing it a little bit more myself. I think I will try and go back and get the platinum, which is, it's not too hard. And there's the discourse online around this game is there hasn't been a game as divisive as this in a long time. I think maybe if the internet was the way that it is now, we might have seen a similar thing with Metal Gear Solid 2, in a way that it subverts your expectations. But this one does so in an even more of a jarring manner. And I think most people know by this. I'm still not going to spoil it, but like it goes places that you don't think it will. It has a whole swath of new characters that were not in the first game. Many do return and are acted excellently as they always are. But by the end of this game, I was feeling more connection with a character that is very controversial than some other folks seem to. Like, I thought she was awesome. I think that the duality between her and Ellie is really engaging. I think that the final showdown is just, oh my god, it's one of the most intense things. You hate to see it, you don't want it to happen. It's like watching a car crash, but it's, by the end of it, I was legit like shaking and just I was crying a little bit just at the raw emotion that this game packs. Like, it's something else. It's one of the most memorable games from a story perspective for sure that I've ever played. From an environmental detail perspective, it's unmatched in my opinion. Like, just I mentioned this, I forget where, but like I almost felt bad for the developers on how hard they must have worked on this game, just because each level or each area is just oozing with dedication and polish and detail. So yeah, for me, it's game of the year so far. This has been a hell of a year. We've had some home runs in my opinion. We got Doom Eternal, we had Ori and the Will of the Wisps, had Final Fantasy VII Remake. For me personally, this is the standout and the one to beat going forward. yeah, just had to wrap my thoughts up there. Last of Us Part 2. I hope that Kenny gives it another chance. But
That's
we'll
awesome.
see.
Well, it definitely did its job then. If it made you, if anything, any game that kind of evokes, or especially the ending that evokes emotion like that, so powerful that it makes you, affects you physically, like you're shaking and you're like about to cry, or you have been, or at least tearing up, or crying. That's like,
Yeah.
I think I can't really remember. I think the last time that a game made me do that was like when I beat the first Walking Dead, like all the way through,
Oh,
like the first, like
that
the
one
first 6
definitely did
chapters.
that.
Yeah. Did you guys all beat it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with Lee and Clem. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I beat it on the iPad and on the PS3 and the PS4.
hell
I
yeah.
beat that game 3 times.
Fuck yeah. It's so just at the end where it's just like, no, it's what was it's not, is that Eric? It's the main, not Carl. Who's the
girl?
Lee.
No, not Clementine, the main dude?
Lee.
Lee, okay, yeah, Lee. I don't know why I thought like
Yeah.
Eric and Staniel. No, that's not a name. But yeah, when he's just sitting there at the end, I was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, well, if you thought that, I mean, not to take anything away from that,
Oh
but
yeah, no, I'm
to
sure
me,
it's like this is much.
it's on another
Oh yeah.
level, but not to take away from the masterpiece that was the first Walking Dead game. Still got to play the last one. Never got around to that.
Yeah, I haven't played anything past it. So I haven't played any of the follow-ups. Are they any good? I don't know.
I think they're good. They don't compare to the impact that the first one had, but I enjoyed 2 quite a bit, and 3 was ho-hum, and Michonne was also ho-hum. So yeah, most of my gaming time this week has been taken up by Borderlands 3, but I think people have kind of talked about that one quite a bit on the show in the past.
Have you had any new experiences with it? Like, have you found anything you didn't think we touched on, or did you see anything that like spoke to you? I know you said that you switched classes. You're enjoying it a lot more now that you're not the tank girl.
Yeah. I'm liking the Beastmaster quite a bit. I'm level 17 right now. I'm doing a big story mission right now with Reese, who's the character from Tales from the Borderlands, another really good Telltale game, and I'm enjoying it. I have an appreciation now for the sort of denseness and verticality of some of the levels, and the writing. I'm not really following the story particularly closely. Since I didn't finish the first 2 games, I don't have that connection. I do think it's very stylish. I do think the music is surprisingly good. Playing the whole thing with headphones and kind of vibe into that.
There you go.
So yeah, it's been fun. I would be down to play it multiplayer, although to me it feels so good single player. Like I'm not really feeling the need like I would in a Risk of Rain for help. But that probably changes with some late game stuff. And I hear there's lots of pretty good DLC for the game too. So
I'm down to hop
we'll
back
see
on.
how cool. Do you know what level you stopped
Oh,
at?
not far. I think I'm like maybe around 17 or 15 even. Not very far.
Okay. Well, I just hit 17, so maybe it would be a good spot.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Well, that's all the ones we have written up in the outline here. Unless anybody has something else, we can move on to cruising for a newsin'.
Anyone else? I think that's all I really played. I mean, I played some like Rocket League and here and there, and yeah.
Tyler, we're gonna play Rocket League, man. I've been addicted lately. I might hold you back, but can we play?
Yeah, I'm always down for Rocket League.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I did actually hooked up with Brendan a couple days ago. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I forget. I think it was Saturday. We played Pokemon online on the new Isle Armor expansion. We did some raids together.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Nice.
Any new thoughts on that? I know you had kind of just gotten your feet wet with it last week.
It definitely got me back into it. I ended up, he was telling me about he definitely got farther in the new campaign than I did, and he was telling me kind of the perks and stuff you get when you get a little farther in. So that kind of urged me to play it a little bit more. And I got the new pseudo-legendary guy. I'm not really sure what he's classified as, but he's the fighting type, the bear Kubfu you get. He's adorable. You can get it a guy or a girl. I got a guy, which I'm very glad it has a gender because that means you can breed it. So I can go back and breed for the best stats, but you have to, for story purposes, get the one you're given to, or the one that you're given up friendship like pretty high. Like you have to become best friends with it. So you got to camp with it, feed it curry. It'll go. They mark these spots on your map. You have to go like sightseeing with it, and you have to bring it there and be like, "Well, we're best friends, all right? My little fighting dog," and he's just there. But it's been good, and the raids were really hard. There's one raid going on right now. I don't know if it's ended or not, and to all you Pokemon fans as well, if you have Home, you can download Mystery Gift. It's a free shiny. It's like Zorauru. This is one I actually don't know how to pronounce. It's the one from Sun and Moon. It was like the electric cat, but you can get a free shiny version of that in Mystery Gift, like what Wily has in his hand, except it's like silver.
Nice.
But it's pretty good. We fought
Well,
a couple of those, and that was actually really hard. Me and Brennan died quite a few times, so we had to we pulled out our best guys, and we came to the realization that you really can't do 2 PC players and 2 CPU. We had to go online and just wait for our lobbies to fill up with 2 other people that had high level Pokemans to come in and help us out.
Oh wow. Well, that's cool. That's definitely something that the base game lacked for me, was any challenge whatsoever.
Yeah, these guys were hard. These raids were wicked rough, and you couldn't catch it. So it was just I guess the deal with the promo is that if like 1 million or something players logged on and beat over the course of the event this Pokemon like a certain number of times, then you would get that free shiny, which I actually have to remind myself to download right now.
Oh, okay. That's kind of fun, and at least unless the community stops at like 968,000,
Yeah, right.
and then they shut it off.
Like, no.
Oh, geez, that'd be awful.
Yeah, I'd be really mad.
But do you ever get any shinies in addition to that Charmander that you got after 300 hours?
No, that was the last one I worked for, and I think that was what kind of broke me. Where I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the game and stop worrying about trying to get shinies. So I was like, if I want to play, I'm gonna play. I don't want to just run around in the same circle and try to hatch my eggs. Because that's what it just devolves into. Is you go to the daycare, you run around in front of the daycare, wait for all the eggs to spawn, talk to the lady, fill your party up with eggs, except one Pokemon you have to have that's out of an egg. Usually one that has like Flame Body, which makes the eggs hatch faster. Drive around with all of those, wait for them to hatch one by one, put them on the PC if they're not good stats, or release them. Go back to the lady, take all the new eggs in, and then rinse and repeat.
You're making me tired.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's I gotta tell you though, it's a rush. What a rush when you finally get that shiny.
Mm-hmm. A rush that lasts for 5 minutes.
Get that dopamine hit.
Okay, well, that's the games that we've been playing, and we usually move on now to cruising for our newsin', where we talk about the big stuff happening in the gaming world that meant something to us that we wanted to talk about, not necessarily everything. That would just be impossible. But leading us off, well, first of all, Tyler, I'm sorry that I took your shine there.
Cruising for losing.
There you go. So first on the docket, we got Ubisoft teasing Hyperspace. Now this is the new free-to-play battle royale game with a closed beta coming on July 2nd and or a reveal coming. This is being reported now on the mainstream sites, and
Is it called
to be released on?
Is it called Hyperspace or is it Hyperscape?
Oh, I thought it was Hyperspace.
Like that's what I typed in, and I got to that registration page, but then on that page it said Hyperscape.
Well, I could certainly be wrong. Let's see. I'm doing a quick little Google search. I believe it is Hyperspace.
Hyperspeed.
Yep,
Yeah.
Looks like Hyperspace.
I
But
see,
anyway,
I see Eurogamer.
game.
Oh, it's definitely Scape. Totally
Oh wow, well I'm seeing on Eurogamer that.
Are you reading it wrong?
Oh, you're right. No, I'm not. Literally, I'm seeing on some sites it says space and some say it says Scape.
All these typos out there.
Anyway, well, this is a first for talking about a game and we don't know what it's actually called. But it's either called Hyperspace or Hyperscape.
On the Ubisoft website, it's Scape.
Okay, Hyperscape, Ubisoft website. We'll leave it at that. And this is apparently coming out in just a couple weeks. Got kind of a sci-fi theme to it. And it's going to apparently have major Twitch integration. So let's see, what did I put here? An unprecedented level of integration with Twitch chat able to directly impact play, events, and the like. He offered an example in a follow-up tweet. Viewers will be able to vote for either speed or health boost items, and they will earn progress by watching games. Streamers will also garner revenue for bit purchases. Kind of hard to think about what this actually means. Any ideas, Kenny?
Honestly, I really don't know. I can't even start thinking about where it's gonna go with this. I think they're just throwing something out now to kind of start getting people's interest that it's gonna be different somehow. Until I see it, I can't imagine what they're even alluding to with it.
Yeah, I mean, like, what does that look like from a match standpoint?
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's probably has something to do with like linking your Amazon account with like your Ubisoft account, or linking your Twitch account with your Ubisoft account, and I don't know if it's able to like track how many minutes or hours you have like watching Hyperscape or something like that.
Reward you with some in-game currency, maybe some cosmetics, things like that.
Yep.
I don't know.
I wonder, but I mean, making things on the fly, like having a streamer be like, I don't know, like if he's asking his audience for help, or there's his audience trying to like get him killed.
Maybe they'll program it so it's like you put in these like commands or whatever. If you're watching, you can be like enter / like death or / bombs, or maybe they'll have keywords set up that you can like either helpful keywords or hurtful keywords, or you can punch something in or type something in if you're watching in the audience. And like
and they're having games like that where it's directly integrated with Twitch and like your Twitch channel, so that you do build out like the commands and you give your viewers the commands, and they can do things like they can help you or hurt you with like health regeneration, or they could throw a bomb like in front of you or stuff like that. So I don't know if it's going to be anything like that.
They did a speed run of Link to the Past like that, or Link to the Past. There was like it was called a randomized speed run, so people in the like chat watching at GDQ Games Done Quick could like type in certain things like bomb, heart, something like that, either like just hurt him or help him.
But being a competitive battle royale game, it's hard to speculate what exactly the chat could be impacting. I'm not really sure.
We'll see. I mean, I'll go ahead, Kane.
No, I was gonna say, because if you're able to help from the chat, big streamers are gonna be at an advantage at all points in time with it. You know.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
But I do like something Tyler said prior to the show starting, is that if there was a way they would kind of, incentivize watching smaller streams, for yourself and for the streamer, that'd be a perfect way to integrate this as well,
Yeah, you gotta throw them smaller streamers a bone every once in a while, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Those people pulling in those 3 or 4 at a time numbers.
Yep. Yeah, help that little guy.
All right. So what I've been debating in my mind, and I'm curious what you guys think, is we've now got the 3. Well, no, we got 4. If you even count PUBG anymore, which I know is still very successful, but I don't hear a lot about it. But there's Fortnite, there's Apex, there's Warzone, there's PUBG. Is there room for a 5th game to have the sort of success that those titles have had, or is this going to be just one too many?
I think it depends. It really depends on what it offers, like what appeals to people, the art, like the style of it, gameplay, how it integrates. Pretty much who. I know some it matters, like who jumps on it, like if a big streamer, somebody follows, like Ninja or whoever gets on it and then just starts blowing up, or somehow. I don't know. That's what makes it. I was thinking about that too. It makes it so hard to kind of determine what's going to become the next big thing, what's really going to blow up in a way, and what about that has the mass appeal factor that draws everyone to it and makes it so popular for the time that it is.
Yeah, because I mean, there have been other battle royale games that have released, but just like never caught on like the rest of those did.
The Culling.
Yeah, there was like a Realm Royale, and that I was playing with like some guys for a while. Yeah.
What about that pasta one? It was called like pizza pasta.
Oh yeah, there's like I don't know, Cuisine Royale.
Cuisine, something like that. It had nothing to do with food.
Yeah. So there's like there's a bunch that have come out.
Radical Heights.
Whether or not they stick.
Never left beta.
Yeah. whole lot of Twitch news this week.
Yeah.
But you mean what, Tyler? I didn't mean.
I was gonna say like this is coming from like a bigger publisher, Ubisoft. So we'll see what happens.
If they're gonna do battle royales, I'm just waiting for them to do the Yu-Gi-Oh one. Let me drop
God!
Pick up a deck and challenge people on the fly.
Could you?
Sick.
Yo,
with my dual disc. With my dual disc, just running
That'd
around.
Be sick.
Modify
that a bit.
Freaking Duelist Kingdom. You just get thrown into Duelist Kingdom, the entire island. You just walk around, going up to the big duel stands,
duel arenas, or flip it around a little bit. You make it like that, but Duelist Kingdom. But since there was no fucking rules and it was all wacky, things are like worked out a little bit or altered a bit. So you could just be like, I don't know, you get like resources every turn, so you end up playing like here's the monsters every couple turns and make it like so it's quicker.
Or they could just integrate Duel Links like the mobile game, because that's pretty fast paced into this battle royale like Duelist Kingdom.
They can. That's the speed duel cards that I opened. It's the same rules. You have little skill cards and shit.
And then you have like a certain stars you gotta collect to advance.
There you go.
You gotta collect those stars before the circle comes in. Advance and get inside into the middle. Oh, I got it mapped out.
There you go.
Konami.
Yeah, the castle's in the middle, or you can risk it. You can go underneath through the tunnel, and
you gotta fight bones on zombies.
Yep, there. You could jailbreak into it.
You'll have the shadow realm will be an area.
That's where it's like the gulag. It could be like the gulag
right there. Yes,
it could be like the gulag, and then bring it back. It would be cool. It's a third person, but it's like Yugi from Jump Force, or you have you're running around third person. You can choose whoever, and you use your guys like your Smash Bros attacks. Oh shit!
You gotta go against Merrick and Evil Bakura in the shadow realm to get out.
That'd be sick.
All right, we gotta find a developer.
Oh, we do, and you can find the Millennium items. You find the Millennium items with certain little power ups around the field. Oh man!
Oh my god!
That could be one way to insta win if you find all 7 or whatever.
Imagine top decking Exodia in it.
Oh my god, that'd be banned. That'd be banned. You'd get it. Weevil would come out and be like, "I need your card."
And the circle that would be getting smaller would be called the Yu-Gi-Oh zone.
All right, Wiley, get out of here. Go on.
I was like, oh man, I was like,
what the fuck did you just say?
Fuck.
I just wanted to participate.
That was a dad joke if I've ever heard one.
That was good. The ozone layer.
All right, so we will have more to talk and say about Hyperscape, the new Ubisoft Battle Royale game, next week after it has been revealed. Most likely, seems like that's going to be a thing. Moving on, in another Twitch-related story. This is kind of a two-parter. First of all, Dr. Disrespect banned from Twitch
for life.
Apparently for life.
Permaban.
People are still waiting to figure out exactly why.
Yeah, no one knows, right? It just kind of dropped. And then everybody's like, why? And now nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, probably should have checked this before I started the show because this is an ongoing story. So maybe there's been some sort of development. But Dr. Disrespect, one of the most viewed people on Twitch, he plays kind of an obnoxious character with a mullet and a mustache. And
he's very loud, boisterous, kind of your classic. He's like, I'm Dr. Disrespect.
I was checking before the show. There definitely hasn't been anything major developing with it, but I was telling Tyler that I did look into it a little bit, and there's like a couple, rumors catching fire out there, around there. I know you put in one, which is that they he might have gotten permabanned for breaching his contract by trying to lure some streamers to this new streaming platform called Brime. I don't know. A lot of people have been Bream
or is it Brime?
Brime. Yeah. I don't know.
Either way,
that one has been kind of being debunked by a lot of big people on YouTube. They're saying that it's a lie. Whoever put it on 4chan said that it was being backed by Spotify, that's owned by Google, and that was one of the big red flags because
Spotify is not actually owned by Google.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was a big red flag for most people. Another one of the rumors going around about this is that this was to save face because soon we should be hearing supposedly a major female streamer coming out saying that she's had an affair with Dr. Disrespect, and
Oh yeah.
he cheated on his wife with her at TwitchCon and so forth and all this other stuff, and that it came down to a lot of like contract disputes. I don't know how big how much traction that one has.
Yeah, this is like the Hollywood Reporter episode of the Level With You show.
It's
Yeah,
wild.
man, and I think the other one is that right now nothing has been mentioned because actually this one doesn't have the reason behind it, but it has the reason why it's still so silent is because they're in a legal dispute with their lawyers, and because of his non-disclosure agreement in his contract, they've been mum about it until anything is official yet. So that's why nothing has been said officially. He hasn't even said anything. No, nobody else. Like other people who game with him, other big streamers who game with him, they're like, he says he doesn't know why he got banned. So either he told them and they're staying quiet, or he hasn't said anything to anyone.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'd have to go with you on the wife thing because I heard about that a while ago and I thought that already like happened. But I guess
that got squashed away. No, what happened was he actually admitted to cheating on her, right? But never said with who or when. He just, talked about the cheating allegations. He touched upon the topic himself. He talked about it, but now it's coming to light that we're gonna find out who it was and that it's a major female streamer that they hooked up at TwitchCon and other instances. And so forth. But yeah.
Maybe it was Pokemon or whoever the new one of that other female that was in the controversy recently, female streamer.
Oh yeah, maybe Pokemon.
I forget who the other one was.
Maybe so. We'll have to check back on next week on Confessions of a Streamer.
Just like sand in the hourglass, so is the days of our lives.
So next person to be banned from Twitch, Cheeto Puffin Chief.
Cheeto Puffin Chief.
Twitch temporarily suspended the official channel of Donald Trump, the president of the U.S., for hateful conduct. Trump's account is generally used for online broadcasts of rallies and other events. Not Trump's nascent career as a recent Valorant player. Haha, that's from Kotaku.
LOL.
After Twitter accounts that monitor Twitch reported that his channel had been suspended, Twitch issued a statement to Kotaku. Hateful conduct is not allowed on Twitch. A Twitch person said in an email, in line with our policy, President Trump's channel has been issued a temporary suspension from Twitch for comments made on stream and offending content, and the offending content has been removed. So yeah, a recent Tulsa rally, he accused a hypothetical very tough hombre of breaking into the window of a young woman whose husband is away. Illustrate a larger point about what would happen if people couldn't call 911. Whatever. I just thought it was funny that he got banned.
Yeah, so. It took long enough. I'll tell you, I've always loved playing Pokemon on Twitch. I love Twitch plays Pokemon, but these friggin' Mexicans, I tell you, keep coming in. They keep coming into my stream, and I want them to get out. I put up the firewall. I told you we tried to put up the firewall, but no, they weren't having it.
Jesus.
Man.
Yeah, this is in following when he got some warning from Twitter for, he got flagged for false content or something.
What a fucking poser.
Yep.
Can't even have real content on Twitch.
Yep. So, I bet most people didn't even know he had a Twitch channel, but whatever. Anything that bad happens to him in the gaming sphere, I'm going to feel like we at least need to mention it on the show.
Yeah.
Next story. Got some good news here. Yeah. Cyberpunk Edgerunner announced as anime for Netflix. Now this is from the studio Trigger, who you guys know better than me. Yes. That's the Kill people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They did the intro for Indivisible. They did the new Shantae intro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I got excited when I saw this.
Oh, they did. Yeah. I think my Little Witch Academia too. I think they did.
Did they?
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that one.
Probably. Looks pretty
cool. Speaking of that, that's what I want to see if it's on sale on Steam.
And they did that movie that came out recently, the anime movie.
Oh yeah, it did. The blue hair guy looks like robots.
Yep.
So Kill la Kill is all I've seen from him, but that's one of my personal favorite series, and just that style and that, I don't know, art style seems like it would lend itself well to the Cyberpunk universe. So this is coming to Netflix in 2022. We don't know a whole bunch about it yet, but Netflix has made some pretty neat original animes in the past, and I don't know, something to get hyped over. It seems like this game is going to be something pretty special from the 25-minute stream that I checked out that they did this week, which is something we could talk about in depth, but I don't know if anybody else really checked it out because it was pretty dense.
Thick.
Nah, I wasn't able to.
I'm gonna be honest, I did not get a chance to check it out.
Okay. No worries. I had a feeling that was the case. It was kind of last minute that I mentioned it. But yeah, they did a pretty cool looking, or pretty detailed look into character creation stuff, and this one mechanic that they're it's kind of VR within the game that characters are experiencing other people's feelings and able to. It's like a super detailed detective mode, and just the game looks like a lot. Like it looks like there's a lot of choice. There's so many ways to go about each situation. Like it's really kind of going for not only an RPG but an immersive sim, sort of like a Deus Ex or a BioShock or something like that. And it looks just fantastic. So November 19th, y'all. Not too long.
Nah,
what
it's
we
a good
plan
one.
on PS5. I don't know.
Think so.
All right. Anybody want to take a story? This PS Plus one?
Yeah, I could PP Plus. PS Plus games 10-year anniversary via GameSpot. So this month they're talking June, right? Or July. Well, I guess we're on the last day now, huh?
Yeah, let's say
July. So this month marks the 10th anniversary of the launch of the PlayStation Plus on PS3, ushering in paid multiplayer services and monthly downloadable games for subscribers. Everybody forget about, the whole little debacle that happened when the PlayStation Network got hacked. We don't talk about that. Celebrate July 20.
We're not going to celebrate that anniversary.
No, it's not that anniversary. To celebrate July 2020's offerings are as strong as last month, NBA 2K20 and Rise of the Tomb Raider headlining. Additionally, Sony is releasing a free theme on PS Store later this week, which will host a free online multiplayer weekend from July 4th, 12:01 a.m. to July 5th, 11:59 p.m. local time, which will allow you to try out online multiplayer without a subscription. So that's pretty neat.
If you've ever been curious about what it's like to play video games online,
just have a full day without having to worry about paying for a subscription.
Bold new future.
I wonder if they're going to do the thing where they make you sign up anyway and have the make you put in your info, and they'll just like auto renew if you don't cancel it.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I doubt it.
Hopefully not. Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, that's what Pornhub did. And then they're like, "Oh, Pornhub's free for 2 weeks during quarantine." It's bullshit. It's not free. They take your credit card info.
I'll definitely be downloading NBA.
NBA 2K20.
Not worth it, Tyler.
Why not?
Fuck that game.
Why is it not worth it?
You didn't like it, Kenny? Bad times?
Because he got crushed.
But because that dude beat me by 40 points, I hope he's watching.
And you stopped playing after you got beat?
No, I still played. I beat one of my friends. In the first quarter, he had 0 points. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean?
That's in a hoop.
Some people just are sweats when it comes to this game. Sweaties.
Sweaty pies.
They need baby powder in their hands because of how much they sweat while playing this game.
It's like how much I sweat after eating a nice big steak.
But do it, Tyler.
I feel like the 2K DNA is still within me from my days playing it all the time 10 years ago with 2K9 through 12.
Ooh.
So I think I could jump back in and do okay. Like I wouldn't be running any plays besides a pick and roll or anything, but I can,
I'll play some matches with you, Wiley.
You know what?
I'm rusty too, so
install it so I can crush you, so you can feel what I felt.
All right, we'll see. Is that you got it on PS4 or Xbox?
I got it on both.
Of course.
Are the
Oh, no.
are the
The
Den-
Xbox
are the
had-
Denver
the
Nuggets still good? They still got Carmelo Anthony and J.R. Smith and Chauncey Billups.
Dude, it don't matter. You play whoever's
That is
name you like.
totally
Man.
Ow!
one of the best
Tyler.
teams.
Ow!
That I was nasty with that team. That Nuggets team, I can't remember what year it was, but Melo, JR, Chauncey,
Like 2010,
Kevin Martin.
2011. Kenyon Martin.
Ow!
not
Yeah,
Kenyon.
whatever. Dang, that was
And,
nasty with them.
It's all French to me.
Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman.
was
Yeah,
great,
fucking Birdman. I loved him.
I feel like I haven't thought of him in like 8 years. You're
I
like,
know. No.
So the other game
so good.
that is coming out with it, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I know that Kenny played through that a year or two ago. He used to talk about it on the show. Really excellent, Uncharted-like. The strongest of the trilogy, in my opinion.
I feel like that's becoming its own genre too. Is like an Uncharted-like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, like super polished and story-driven third-person action games. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a really good one. If people are interested, I'd definitely recommend checking it out. You don't necessarily have to play the 2013 Tomb Raider to appreciate this one.
Or honestly, you can just go to YouTube and just type in first Tomb Raider story summary. I guarantee you'll find like a 20-minute video that's like super summed up with visuals to accompany it. I've been on a binge of those games. I'm like, I don't think I'll ever play those, so I'll watch the story summary.
Nice. Yeah, I just watched one for The Last of Us with Elena, so I could watch the 11-hour cutscene video that they have on YouTube now of The Last of Us Part 2.
Holy crap. That's good. That's cool,
yeah.
though. You put that on in the background when you're doing work.
Mhm.
Well, depending on how sucked in you get, because that's kind of hard. I know that, too.
Yeah. And that's not just pure cutscenes. It's also like there's a lot of dialogue when you're walking around. That's pretty important as well.
Mhm.
But anyway, so our next story, 200 player mode coming to Call of Duty Warzone, and it's actually this is live now, isn't it, Kenny?
Yeah, it is. This is why we had a 32 gigabyte update on the
Ugh.
Xbox for this game. At this point in time, most of my hard drive is just Call of Duty.
You joke, but isn't it like 200 gigs now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's wild.
That is half the space on the launch console. So I feel bad for people that don't at least have a terabyte.
Yeah, that's insane.
So not only does this increase the 150 players to 200 players for the quads mode, so 50 teams of 4. That's pretty nuts. The update will be available starting today, yada yada. There's also a new mode called the Juggernaut mode, where something care packages will drop that will allow you to become the Juggernaut with a minigun. Once the Juggernaut falls and gets sent to the Gulag, another care package will drop, so someone else can take the mantle of the super OP guy with a minigun.
Mhm.
That
Cool.
sounds pretty cool. Seems like they're keeping things refreshed at a pretty surprising rate. I played some regular Call of Duty, and they really do mix and match the game types that are available in quick play. Like, ones that you would expect to be there may not be there. Other ones are coming up more frequently than they used to. Like, I played a bunch of Capture the Flag, which was fun. Like, to me, that is so much more fun than Warzone, just because I die in Warzone and I'm like, oh, I just spent 12 minutes scouring this map, and I just haven't gotten to the place where I'm good in it like I have in Fortnite and like I had in Apex for a short period of time.
I think you just gotta jump in with me, right? We gotta play some duels, and
Yeah.
you'll roll through the motions. You'll see how I kind of go about it, and you'll see that kind of it just becomes second nature, because it's almost like I'm ready. Like I almost already know when people are dropping with me, and I'm turning around, punching people, and hitting them, shooting them with my pistol, dropping 1 or 2 right away. And there's just some guns that are almost perfect loadouts that you could make, as you level up your weapons. And just once you get that loadout, once the box drops, you're good to go. We won a quads yesterday or the day before, and it was perfect. I think we had almost our full squad alive by the end. We kind of lost a couple, and then I got the last kill in it, but it was almost like almost a perfect played match, and I think we all had more than 4 or 5 kills each.
Nice. So what do you recommend as far as a loadout, and like what type of weapon? Because the map's so big, my tendency is to get something with some range.
So for me, because I'm in love with it because of the recoil on it. It almost has almost no recoil. It's the M13. I set it up in a way that it resembles one of Season 13's guns, which was the Cage Fighter. That one,
Season 13, you mean 3?
oh no, Season 3. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. Very good.
Because I said M13, I got the M13 in the head Season 13, but Season 3, the Cage Fighter in Season 3 is a M13 variation, and it was just amazing, Wiley. You could shred through people like they were butter, and it almost has no
Is it an
recoil.
SMG or?
It's an assault rifle.
Oh, it's an assault
rifle
okay.
with a 60-round clip, so you can really bump into 2-3 people and drop them if you're good enough. With one clip. So
that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that one's a pretty good one. Right now, the unfortunate thing right now, it almost feels like right now, it almost became almost pay to play in a way, because pay to win, just because there's one gun that I feel is OP. It's in the store. It's part of a special blueprint that you can buy.
Probably like a bundle, probably like starter bundle.
And this thing is every time I bump into anybody, I lose that fight. Once I see the purple bullets, I know I'm dead.
Dude, that's the worst.
And I'm like, yep, I'm going down.
That happens to PvP all the time in the 7 Deadly Sins game. I'm like, oh wow, you got the armor you can get in the game by using money. I'm fucking dead.
Yeah. Sometimes some people, just because they think they buy it because they see everybody else use it, they're gonna be nice with it. Some people I catch and I'm like, yeah, shut up, you're not nice with it. And I just keep running.
You're not nice. Get out of here. You're mean.
As someone that took a few months off from the game and then played it the past couple weekends with a friend, I was kind of shocked at how easy they make it to where you can buy those blueprints now. It did not used to be like that. Like, it's literally right next to where you select gunsmith to do your normal editing. You can be like, oh, do I want to just bypass that and get this badass gun right now? And like, this game's got to be making so much money on microtransactions. Like, and I'm surprised there hasn't been more of a back. I mean, I don't follow the Call of Duty community, so maybe there has been, but it seems like it's not play to win because you can still earn those guns without doing. You can get all the parts yourself and put it together. But just the fact that you can instantly buy the parts for the blueprints does seem a little walking a fine line.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, big time. Like,
I feel like a game when it's big like that, though, too. Sorry to cut you off, Kenny. I feel like it's when a game's that big, kind of like Hearthstone or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, it's kind of just part of the community. It's kind of just, playing the game. You want to get good. Sometimes you just gotta pay money.
That's definitely the tough part about it.
Have you dropped any money on guns?
Me, no. Like, I haven't, because I just stick with that M13. And I have a sniper rifle that's kind of a HDR. That's my HDR. I've leveled it up enough so that I have a second loadout. So what I'll do widely sometimes is I'll get my first loadout, which is the M13, and I'll just roll around with it, because most encounters are mid range to short range, and that one I'm great at that distance with that gun. And then I'll look, once another loadout box will drop, I'll get my second loadout, which is the one with the HDR, and I'll sub out my secondary gun for the edge. I'll leave my handgun behind and grab the HDR. So now I'm rolling around with my M13 and the sniper. So now I have my gun for the mid range to short range and my long range weapon. So it's almost like
I'm the overkill perk for that to do that.
To have them both at the same time, yes, for right from the first time. But if you are just picking up 2 different loadouts, you do not need the overkill perk. That's why I don't roll with the overkill perk. My perks are actually cold-blooded, ghost, and I forget the other one, because you don't want to get spotted on. When you play this, you don't want to get spotted on UAVs. First thing people are buying are UAVs, and first thing people are rolling around with is heartbeat sensors. So you don't want to come up on UAVs or the heartbeat sensors. So as you're rolling
Okay.
around, so it gives you a huge
That's good to
advantage.
know. Yeah, I feel like the overkill is something that, and I could be wrong here, but it's sort of a noob thing to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a new thing. Like, if you don't know any better, you're gonna go with overkill, carry 2 primaries without thinking that
Mhm.
you could find the primary that you like, get your loadout, and then just sub out your secondary for the primary that you were just rolling around with, and now you have 2 primaries.
And it also slows your character, doesn't it?
It depending on which ones. Like if you're rolling around with a LMG and a rocket launcher, you're gonna be
Yeah.
sufficiently slower. But I like
Okay.
I'll if I'm very far from the circle, I make sure that what I'm running with in my hand is either a handgun or a SMG, a submachine gun right away, so that I'm at least running faster. But I'll switch out any firefight. I'll switch into my assault rifle right away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, I'll definitely give it another shot. I
yeah.
mean,
Just let me
I
know.
mean, Battle
I'm always
Royale.
playing. I'm always playing. Let me
Okay.
know.
Cool. All right, y'all. Well, that concludes Cruising for a Newsin', which typically means that is time to say farewell until next week and for us to go make some dinner for ourselves. So if you
Alrighty.
enjoyed the show, leave us
See
a comment,
y'all.
ask us a question.
See everybody next
See
week.
y'all.
If you liked it, bye.
If
If you liked it, if you liked it, like it if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it. Let us know what you think. You can listen to us anytime. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them. Tell us what we should have
Thank
for
you.
dinner. Make a suggestion. Make a good takeout restaurant suggestion. What's your favorite takeout food? And next week on the show, if you did watch, tell us what your favorite game that's been on sale this week has been.
Till next
Please.
time.
I like it, Anthony. All right.